Good day. I am Joy Francis Marie Magbanua and I'll be presenting the 21st century skills according to their categories. There are three categories under the 21st century skills: the learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. Let's have first the learning skills. Learning skills contain the four C's of the 21st century skills. These are the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. These skills promote the mental processes required to adapt and improve upon a modern work environment. The first skill under the learning skills is the critical thinking. Critical thinking skill involves the application of higher order thinking and appropriate reasoning to effectively analyze the problem and make decisions about the most effective solutions to the problem. Critical thinking is essential to improvement. It's the mechanism that weeds out problems and replaces them with fruitful endeavors. It helps the student to figure out stuff for themselves when the teacher is not around. The next one is creativity. Creativity is using knowledge and understanding to create new ways of thinking in order to find solutions to new problems and to create new products and services. Creativity is equally important as a means of adaptation. This skill empowers students to see concepts in a different light, which leads them to innovation. Creativity is thinking outside the box and deviating from the old ways that have always been done to pave way to innovation, which is a key to adaptability and success. The next one is collaboration. Collaboration involves effectively working with others with respect to create, use, and share knowledge, solutions, and innovations. It means getting students to work together, achieve compromises, and get the best possible results from solving a problem. The key element of collaboration is willingness. All participants must be willing to compromise some parts of their ideas and give way to others in order to get the best idea from the group. And lastly, under the learning skill is the communication. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. In 21st century skill, it means talking to others. Communicating effectively in a wide variety of forms and contexts for a wide range of purposes and using multiple media and technologies. The second category of the 21st century skills is the literacy skills that includes the information, media, and technology. They are each concerned with a different element in digital comprehension. Literacy skills focuses on the student's ability to discern facts, publish outlets, and the technology as a whole behind them. It helps the students to determine the reliable facts among the plethora of information presented in the cyberspace. Under the literacy skills is the information literacy. Information literacy is a foundation skill. It is the ability to find, evaluate, organize, use, and understand the facts, figures, statistics, and data points that the students will encounter online. It teaches them how to separate fact from fiction and how to use the reliable information properly to avoid being misled by chronic misinformation. The next one is the media literacy. Media literacy is understanding the methods and outlets in which information is published. Media literacy is the practice of identifying publishing methods, outlets, and sources while distinguishing between the ones that are credible and the ones that aren't. Just like the previous skill, media literacy is helpful for finding truth in a world that's saturated with information. Through this skill, students can identify which sources of information is reliable and trustworthy. They will become well-versed about media outlets or formats as to what or what not to disregard. And lastly, under the literacy skills is technology literacy. Technology literacy is understanding the machines that make the information age possible. It is the ability to safely, responsibly, creatively, and effectively use appropriate technology to communicate, access, collect, manage, integrate, and evaluate information endeavor to predict future needs, solve problems, and innovatively create solutions, build and share knowledge, improve and enhance learning in all subject areas and experiences, apply technology and critical thinking to real-world experiences, develop the knowledge and skills to adapt to changing technologies, and use technology to meet personal needs, interests, and learning styles. Technology literacy gives students the basic information they need to understand what gadgets perform, what tasks, and why. It unmasks the high-powered tools that run today's world, in which, as a result, students can adapt to world more effectively. They can play an important role in its evolution. The final category of the 21st century skill is the life skills. Life skills take a look at intangible elements of a student's everyday life. These intangibles focus on both personal and professional qualities. This includes flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. The first skill under the life skills is the flexibility. Flexibility is deviating from plans as needed. It is the expression of someone's ability to adapt to changing circumstances. This is often considered as one of the most challenging qualities to learn for students because this is the skill wherein they will learn that their way isn't always the best one and that they have to compromise. It requires them to show humility and accept that they'll always have a lot to learn, even if they look at themselves as an experienced individual. The next one is the leadership. Leadership is motivating a team to accomplish a goal. It is someone's penchant for setting goals, walking a team through the steps required, and achieving those goals collaboratively. As a leader, one must relentlessly motivate and encourage each of the members of the group to do well and inspire them to become the better version of themselves. Leadership is not just aiming for the fruit of success, but it is aiming for success and bringing the whole team towards it. The third one is initiative. Initiative is starting projects, strategies, and plans on one's own. It often means working on projects outside of regular working hours. In other words, it is accomplishing tasks without waiting to be told. Initiative is an attribute that earns rewards. It's especially indicative for someone's character in terms of work ethic and professional progress. True success also requires initiative, requiring students to be self-starters. The fourth one is productivity. Productivity is maintaining efficiency in an age of distractions. It is the ability to complete work in an appropriate amount of time. In other words, it is making the most out of the time given or accomplishing a task or more ahead or within the allotted time. And lastly, under the life skills is the social skills. Social skills is meeting and networking with others for mutual benefit. It is the ability to communicate to others to form a connection or a relationship. Proper social skills are excellent tools for forging long-lasting relationships. However, with the rise of social media and instant communications, the nature of human communication has changed. That is why students nowadays should master social skills for etiquette, manners, politeness, and small talk, for these still play major roles in today's world. The 21st century skills, according to their categories that are presented, are the abilities needed by the student to succeed in their careers during this era of information explosion. This will help them to cope with the today's enhanced globalization. I think that would be all for today. Thanks for watching and God bless us all.